As soon as you hit the play button and let the intro roll toward the main menu, you can already tell you're in for something special. I let the first few seconds play out so you can soak in the mood. Hi, and welcome to Under the Radar, my attempt to spread the word about how awesome VR can be. Today we are diving into Outer Wilds in VR, using the Nomai VR mod by Waco Patra. But before we wake up, here's the mandatory spoiler warning. As the NoClip documentary puts it, Outer Wilds is a game to be explored, not explained. Every glimpse you can get potentially spoil something. I'll do my best to only show basic level gameplay, early locations, no endgame content, no deep mechanics. For the travelers who are still with me, let me tell you, this mod turns Outer Wilds into a native feeling VR experience. I played it on an RTX 4090 and the game ran perfectly smooth at 90 frames per second. I started off using the Quest 3 with Virtual Desktop, but then switched over to the PSVR with a PC adapter. And wow, the OLED black levels made the game's colors pop even more, and the text is super readable thanks to its bold font. In terms of gameplay, it's a full VR overhaul. You've got hands, your tools are attached to your waist, you interact with them like it's always been that way. Want to turn on your flashlight? Just raise your hand next to your head. Those little orbs, they float in front of your palm like magic. I play seated with snap turning, because that's my personal preference, but smooth turning and additional movement options are also available, as well as a control scheme for lefties. I completed the entire main game fully in VR, and it took me around 17 hours. Once I'm done editing this video, I'll jump into the Echoes of AI DLC, which, from what I've heard, adds some horror elements. I've already had a few jump scares, just from the scale of certain things on a particular planet. Even though it's an all toy-sized universe, some things feel massive. My first real OMG wow moment, seeing those pitch black tornadoes on Giant's Deep. Absolutely breathtaking. I first tried Outer Wilds when it hit Xbox a few years ago. I'd heard great things, gave it a shot, but it just didn't click. I wandered around blindly, found a few pieces of text I didn't understand, and honestly had no motivation to dig deeper. But in VR, everything changed. I was the pilot. I was the chosen one, resurrected every 22 minutes after the supernova. Being in VR with no distractions, no phone, no second screen, my focus was razor sharp. I was hooked early on. No other game in recent years has stayed in my mind even when I wasn't playing. And Outer Wilds VR helped me understand the core idea of the game. It's not a linear puzzle game. It's a knowledge-based puzzle game, and you have all the tools you need from the very beginning. If you knew what to do, you could beat the game instantly. But figuring it all out, that's a long journey filled with reading, trial and error, and tons of assumptions. To be honest, I googled 2 carefully chosen hints when I hit a particularly thorny roadblock. I wasn't sure if a certain challenge was even doable in VR, because the movement feels different than on a gamepad. Turns out I was just being dumb. I didn't fully understand the universe's role yet. So I had my fair share of eureka moments, and that's where the game truly shines. When you think, wait, what if I try this, there and at that time, and it actually works, you feel brilliant. Until the next wall hits you in the face. I'd love to recommend this game to everyone. Everyone should experience what Outer Wilds has to offer, from claustrophobic caves to glowing alien cities. It's stunning. But here's the caveat with this mod. I've been in VR for over 10 years now, started with the Oculus DK2 back in 2015. My brain's totally used to all kinds of sudden camera movements. Motion sickness is no longer an issue for me. But if you're new to VR, be warned. The constant yawning, turning, rolling of your ship can mess with the senses. You will crash into trees, rocks, and do accidental barrel rolls. And yeah, it can get nauseating. I had one intense roller coaster moment, but that was my fault. I tried to park my ship in a tree. Don't do that. If you are sensitive to motion, I'd still recommend at least trying the starting area. Grab a stick and roast a marshmallow by the fire. It's a cozy little camping experience and a great way to get used to the controls and the vibe of the world. You can even tilt the marshmallow slightly to see how toasted it is in the glow of a campfire. It's a small but magical detail that really sells the immersion. You can even play around with a toy spaceship and explore the observatory. Even that part feels like a fully native VR game. It's incredible. At the end, I would like to go back to the beginning on how to install the mod. It's just a few steps. First, download the Outer Wilds mod manager. Second, install and launch the app. Third, go to the Get Mods tab and search for Know My VR. Fourth, click Download and it should auto-enable the mod. And lastly, hit Run Game. And if Steam VR is already running, the game will launch right into VR. There's also a channel in the Flat2 VR Discord dedicated to this mod in case you run into any issues. I'll leave all the links in the description below. So that's my quick showcase for Outer Wilds VR. My channel is still super new, so I'd really appreciate your support. Leave a comment, a like, or maybe even a sub. And hey, let me know in the comments what's your preferred marshmallow burn level. Thanks for watching and safe travels.